All right. Hopefully this is actually live. Real quick, let's do a mic check with the game day with live chat, wherever that might be.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Leah the Squirrel. I'm not doing a podcast this time.
Let's ping everyone. I like everyone pings. Maybe not. Are we live?
Okay. Yes, we are live.
All right. Sweet. Well, I assume people will start filtering in as they realize we're on. So, yes, welcome to the S59 awards ceremony here.
Yes.
As the Ath has said, it's the Ath and myself tonight.
Hello.
So, yeah, let's get right into it.
I think we should. I do think we should vamp for a little bit. Just talk amongst ourselves to to let people filter in, because we don't want anyone to miss the first award.
Yeah, it's right in. Let me make sure we.
I pushed a thing to the stream pingers. I didn't want to do an ad everybody.
I can.
I didn't realize I had the power to do that. Are you going to add everybody?
I remember when I had that power.
I
don't have that
yeah,
power
I can do it.
anymore.
I can do it.
Nice. All right, peace.
Yes, people do love a good at everyone.
Second one today. After Ice Bear actually had a good idea this morning. Oh no, Ice Bear was right. But all right. I think we're now a few minutes past the hour.
Yes.
Don't want this to run too late. So yeah, we're live. Hopefully people start showing up. But in the meantime, yeah. S59.
As always, we will be starting off with the DSFL.
Yep. And up first are the DSFL Offensive Performance of the Year Awards. Nominees include Vlad Wolf in Week 1 from Norfolk, Lightning McQueen Week 5 from Dallas, John Waffle Week 8 from Kansas City, Lane Frost the 4th, Week 10 from, it's a green background. Is that Luchador? Okay.
It's the Luchadors.
There's too many greens.
Why do you think I changed the Portland Pythons color scheme back when we added the Royals? There were 2 yellow teams, and I was like, must change.
And now there's 3 green. Devoyne Shower Handle. I'm sure I slaughtered that first name, but whatever. Week 10 yes. From Minnesota, and Marvin Bumgardner, Week 11 from Portland. Some pretty nice. So Vlad Wolf, Week 1, 373 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Very solid. Lightning McQueen.
Getting good quarterback play in the DSFL is very difficult.
Yeah. Especially no interceptions, 30 of 41 passing, damn good. Almost 10 yards per attempt there. Lightning McQueen with about 135 total yards and 4 touchdowns in Week 5. Pretty nice run there. John Waffle in Week 8, another 3. Wow. Waffle and Wolf, very similar numbers there. 373 yards and 4 touchdowns. There's just 369 yards and 4 touchdowns. No interceptions, either one.
It kind of comes down to like completion percentage and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what the voters did. Lane Frost with a 10 catch, 146 receiving yard, 2 touchdown performance. huge returning game too. 165 total return yards and a punt return touchdown as well. So that was
Lane Frost was like key to like our return game this past season.
Shower handle with 152 rushing yards on 13 attempts with 2 touchdowns.
Which I was part of the DSFL reps this past season, and I was like yes, I have to bring up my boys in not Portland, in Tijuana, but like I can't not talk about that.
And then last one is Marvin Baumgartner. 11 rush attempts for 73 yards, 2 catches for 86 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. So 3 different running back performances, varying levels of efficiency and touchdowns, 2 quarterback performances almost identical, and one heck of a receiving and return performance. So
yes,
nice collection there. And the winner of the S59 Offensive Performance of the Year award goes to John Waffle, Week 8, 21 of 34. Not the greatest completion percentage, but on just 34 attempts, 369 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So, congratulations, John Waffle, for our first award of the night. Moving on to the Defensive Performance Award. I probably shouldn't spend all this time reading every single one.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want me to take this one?
Yeah, if you want to handle that one.
1 second, let me just bring up this. I have a different list that has all the stats on it. Same people, it just might be a different order than they appear on the picture. We've got Jackson Olsen, CB, Week 2, 4 tackles, 5 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. And Harlan Andrews, who's linebacker, Week 6, a league record in tackles at 19, 3 tackles for a loss, a sack, forced fumble and a fumble recovery, and a pass deflection. Dear God, that's a lot of stats.
Heck of a week there.
Kyron Washington, I believe, is how you say that name.
Kyor?
Yeah, Kyor or something. A name. Safety, Week 6, 5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, and 3 pass deflections. Hunter Jackson, safety, Week 7, 6 tackles, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, interception, a pass deflection, and a touchdown.
Always nice to see those defensive touchdowns.
Yes, very much so. I have no idea how to say that last name. Brian Ashleman. Yes, that. Linebacker, Week 6, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss. 1 sack, 1 forced fumble and a fumble recovery, a pass deflection, and an interception. And finally, Buster Forceps, linebacker, Week 12, 7 tackles, 1 sack, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 2 pass deflections.
Kind of surprised there was only 2 defensive touchdowns in this group, so although pretty impressive stats all around.
And a lot of linebackers too.
Oddly enough, sadly no linemen, but
yeah.
But all right, and the S59 DSFL Defensive Performance of the Year award goes to Kyra Washington, Week 6, having
from the London Royals.
Sack, interception, forced fumble, just all over the field contributing. So,
yeah, if I'm honest, the rating off the list, I didn't know who I would pick.
Just big long lists of numbers everywhere.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Why is it all green?
Because the green teams are good.
Gotta fix that. All right. So, Offensive Rookie of the Year for DSFL. Candidates are Art Vandelay from Tijuana, Boss Nasty from Minnesota, Jeff Peterson from Portland, Goldship from Tijuana, Isaac
Hey,
Tasluth
that's
from
me.
Portland, and Master Shake from Portland. So 3 Portlands, 2 Tijuanas, and 1 not green.
Yes. And a duck.
And a duck.
I have no idea who's going to win this.
I sadly have not paid that close of attention to the DSFL stats on the whole, but
As one of the nominated players, I did.
how are you feeling going into this one?
I have no idea.
Well, let's find out. So the winner of the S59 DSFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award is Goldship.
It's me. I won.
So 63% passing, second in the DSFL in passing touchdowns, third in yards. An excellent touchdown interception ratio, because the only real competition for the touchdown lead also threw the most interceptions.
Yeah, because I was on at one of the reps, I was looking at everyone's stats and I was like, it's either gonna be Goldship from just being the best quarterback, or it's not going to be a quarterback year.
Well, worked out there. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Congratulations. Up next, Defensive Rookie of the Year for the DSFL. We have Crusher Casket from Norfolk, Fireball Jones from Tijuana. It's Palomalu from Minnesota. Newman Douglas from Portland, Robot Sunfish from Kansas City, and we almost got through the entire list without a repeat, but Ryan Wolf also from Kansas City. I like this. It's a much better variety.
So much more colorful.
And the winner of the S59 Defensive Rookie of the Year award is Fireball Jones, also Tijuana. Tijuana sweeping the Rookie of the Year awards here.
I was gonna say the defensive, like the rookie class for Tijuana is so good, and Fireball Jones is kind of part of the reason why we went as far as we did. So many on our defense, there were so many moments of a final quarter, last 2 minutes interception that breaks the other team's back.
If I'm reading the stat sheet right, allowed a sub 60% catch rate. Had a TFL actually,
which is really weird
for a corner. That's pretty unusual, but pretty good tackle rate for the DSFL, 93%, 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. I don't see the number of interceptions in there. Gotta bug Triple P there to unhide things. But 2 defensive touchdowns, so tons of turnovers, 2 touchdowns, low catch rate allowed. Absolutely makes sense. Well earned, Fireball Jones.
Yes.
Next award, Special Teams Player of the Year. We have Bug Chingus from Portland, Dale Cooper from Dallas, J from Norfolk, Kickaless Cage from Tijuana, Lane Frost IV from Tijuana, and the Labubu from London. Hey, London has a rep. There we go. And Dallas has a rep.
Yes. Apart from the Tijuana representation, all different teams.
Yeah. And the winner of the S59 Special Teams Player of the Year award is Lane Frost IV. Lane Frost led the entire DSFL in kick return average, along with a kick return touchdown, and was,
if I remember correctly, he also broke the record for longest kick return.
Really?
Yes, I believe so. I would need to double check, but I'm 90% sure he did.
Have to be probably significant 100-something yard.
104, if I'm remembering accurately.
Nice. That would help that kick return average a bit.
Yes, it really did.
On top of that, he also had the second highest punt return average in the DSFL and highest among returners who had more than 10 returns. The only one higher had less. So, another return touchdown. So 2 total touchdowns, number 1 in kick return average, and number 1 among the high volume punt return average as well. Like, truly the best returner.
Also, Tijuana can't stop winning.
But congratulations, Lane Frost.
Yes.
Next up, Offensive Player of the Year. We have Cookout Trey from Tijuana, DJ Law from Norfolk. Sorry, DJ Law the second from Norfolk. Goldship from Tijuana, Isaac Tisluth from Portland, John Waffle from Kansas City, and Marvin Bumgardner from Portland. And once again, the green teams. We gotta get some better variety in here.
All those in favor of changing the team color to red for the Tijuana Luchadors?
Why isn't it red?
I don't know.
It should be red.
I'm not one of the GMs.
Petition the GMs.
I am in the war room. I can do that.
There we go. That's the most important thing. But anyway, Offensive Player of the Year for S59 and DSFL goes to Cookout Trey from Tijuana.
My boy!
Cookout Trey.
Can't stop winning.
Cookout Trey with well over 1,000 yards rushing, pretty right up there with the leaders.
As I like, I'm the offensive rookie of the year. Big reason for win streak early on was Cookout Trey, because I was rookie quarterback. Rookie quarterbacks do not do well for the first 5-6 weeks because we have less TPE, we have less ability, we have a higher ability of throwing interceptions. So having someone like Cookout Trey to lean on for a good run and play we needed that.
And certainly a workhorse, 256 carries in just 14 games. So 1,349 total yards, 10 touchdowns. Congratulations, Cookout Trey. Moving on. S59 Defensive Player of the Year award for DSFL. We have Brian Eshelman from London, Edmund Blackadder from Minnesota, Fireball Jones from Tijuana, Harlan Andrews from Norfolk, Hunter Jackson from Dallas, and Sir Saxalot from Tijuana.
So many different teams. This is what we like to see.
And lots of blue this time. In varying shades. Blue to navy, somewhere in that range.
And 2 gray teams, technically speaking.
Yeah. Gray, navy, blue, all in the same range. Close enough. Not green.
No, we want some green.
Nah, we don't need green. The Defensive Player of the Year, the winner for S59 is Brian Eshelman from London.
A name I can't say.
Or Eshelman. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it incorrectly because I keep saying Eshelman. But anyway, Eshelman.
It's the DSFL. Who cares?
Eshelman was 3rd in tackles, pretty good catch percent allowed, 12 sacks, 7 TFLs, whole slew of turnovers, 8 pass deflections, really a do-it-all linebacker and one of the best in just about every aspect.
I will say this is just a thing that I realized this past off-season with awards, nominations and such. I want to look deeper in this coming season of how did those turnovers affect the game? Was it a big turnover that resulted in a touchdown, or was it a turnover that resulted in a 3-and-out and nothing happened?
Yeah, it's not really the defensive player's fault if the offense can't get the ball moving.
Oh yeah, like, still good to know. I still want to note those kinds of things because
It would be an interesting media piece.
Yeah, that's more what I'm doing it for, and unless because sometimes it's like, cool, that turnover did nothing, but that turn, it's more. It might come down in tiebreakers and such, like, oh, they have the exact same number of turnovers. Okay, which one had the better resulting out of those turnovers?
Well, having as
But
many turnovers as Eschliman has will give better odds for sure.
Oh yeah, that's 100% true. It's like, cool, you made a bunch of turnovers. You made it so the other team can't do what they want to do.
But yeah, congratulations, Brian Eschliman. And before we get into the MVP, couple little sidetrack here. GM of the year for S59 and DSFL. Always seems a little.
Luchadors.
It always seems a little silly to have this many teams up for this, but out of 8. But
yeah, I think this should be 4, not
But we have what
5.
we have. So we got Oilman Dan and Bubba out in Dallas, Turd Ferguson and Degradation in Kansas City, Joriel and Vumian in London, Dindog and Matt Turk in Minnesota, and Sparky D and Cheese Conies in Portland.
I can't really talk about any of these because I wasn't in their locker rooms.
It's usually based on how well teams do relative to expectations. So
Fair.
usually. And again, I have
normally
I was not that deep into DSFL this season. So this will be a surprise to me. And the S59 DSFL GM of the Year award goes to Oilman Dan and Bubba in Dallas. Congratulations, Dallas.
Congratulations.
I know
one of the better teams this past season.
I know they made the playoffs, right?
Yes,
Pretty sure they made
yes,
the playoffs.
They did. If I remember correctly, they lost to Tijuana.
Yeah, well, Tijuana is always a powerhouse. Everyone expects that.
There is a running joke in the Tijuana Luchador locker room of repeat the three-peat.
But congratulations to Oilman Dan and Bubba. Excellent season with Dallas. Next up, most dedicated member for the incoming DSFL class. Lot of names that I've seen all over chat, everywhere, all over media, already with awards. So a very good class. Quite frankly, anyone on this list would probably win the award most seasons.
I've seen all of these guys, and that's the thing. I don't do a lot of talking just because I don't feel confident with my typing. But I'm seeing them everywhere, and it's like, yeah, it's got to be one of them. I just don't know who.
Yep, excellent class. Certainly one of the most competitive MDM award or nominee lists we've seen in a while. But there can only be one winner. Winner for S59 DSFL most dedicated member is Pidgey Destined.
Pidgey! Let's go!
Number 1 overall pick for ISFL, MDM for incoming DSFL class. Definitely expecting big things from everyone in this group. That was very, very, very strong class. One of the best we've seen in a while. So glad.
Like some seasons, it's obvious who's winning it. This year, no idea.
So congratulations, Pidgey, and congratulations to everyone from the S60 the S60 class here. This is showing good, looking good, looking promising.
It's been saying S60 is such a good class.
All right, and the moment we've been waiting for, S59. That should be DSFL, not ISFL. Most valuable
No, I want an ISFL MVP. Shush.
DSFL, our trademark most valuable player.
Oh, Infi's not going to hear the end of this one.
No, we found that out last season. It's apparently been this way for at least 25 seasons. Nobody got it.
Okay.
So it is now our trademark. MVP stands for most valuable. But
how did no one notice?
because no one's looking at that. But anyway, by DSFL rules, MVP list is just the offensive and defensive player of the year lists combined.
Half of this list is green.
Well, I mean, 3/8 of the DSFL is green, so it more or less makes sense. But all right, so we've already got our offensive and defensive player of the years. But now for the MVP, S59 DSFL MVP is DJ Law.
Congratulations.
I did guess right. Wide receiver. Holy cow. Yeah, so DJ Law with 1,468 receiving yards. That's 250 more than anyone else. 10 touchdowns.
It's so hard for a wide receiver to win MVP. Because usually what they've done gets put onto the QB.
But at least in this particular case, just absolutely dominant. Sorry, got a ping. Absolutely dominant season as a wide receiver in the DSFL, no less. Put up over 100 yards per game. The
DSFL isn't a large quantity passing.
No, it's tough to pass the ball in DSFL, and DJ Law just absolutely dominated. So definitely great season for DJ Law. A very rare non QB or running back MVP. So that is damn impressive. Congratulations.
I will always be happy that MVP is either won by a defensive player or won by like a wide receiver or
won by something other than a QB or running back.
Yes. I would love to see an O-line win it.
Someday.
That would be hilarious.
Someday. Congratulations, DJ Law. All right. Moving on, we have the ISFL All-Pro team. Starting with second team. We have Force into Osaka at QB. Running backs Quincy Robinson and James is running Wilder. Fullback blocked on Discord. Tight end Ruben Ira. Wide receivers Slater Williamson, Rock Kassir, and Ohewon. Offensive tackles Canada Goose and Honda Civic. And interior line Gustav Farkas, Justin Fern, and Titus Gilly. And kicker Athena McKenzie on the offensive side there.
A good mixture of teams.
All across the board. Except, for Baltimore. But they did make the Ultimus, so you would expect them to have a few players there. On the defense, much darker palette. Yeah. Go ahead.
From Baltimore, Dino Nuggets Jr. From the Osaka Kaiju, Max Payne. From the New Orleans second line, Mako Shark. DE. I should have been saying those. The defensive line from the Cape Town Crash, Felix Fortuna.
Yep.
I think is how you say that name.
That's how I do it.
Outside linebackers from the Black Forest Brood, Brian Jones, and from I always get these two, the Austin Coverheads.
Yeah.
Bill Dozer Dotrieve. I get Copperheads and Outlaws mixed up sometimes. Just in my head, it's like it's the Arizona.
It's because
Arizona Copperheads.
It's because the Tijuana color palette's messing you up.
Interior linebacker from the Sarasota Sailfish. That is a mouthful. Alexander Holder Jr.
Yep.
Holder Jr.
Portal.
From, once again, the second line, the CBs is one from the New Orleans second line, Al Money Picarelli.
Picarelli.
I don't know.
La Money Picarelli.
Yes. From the Austin Copperheads, Salas Santana, I think is how you say that. I'm barely good at English, let alone different languages. Your safeties from the Black Forest Brood, Count Sevman.
Count Seven.
From the
Wraiths.
Arizona Outlaws. No, not Outlaws. From the
Wraiths.
Yellowknife Wraiths. I'm making so many mistakes. I don't know how to say that first name.
Lainda Trenches.
Yeah, Lainda Trenches. I was like, I think that's how I say it, but I'm not sure. DB from the Colorado Yeti. Hey, Drew Winemaker. And your returner? That's a returner, yeah.
Yep.
From the New York Silverbacks, Alex
Baudelaire.
Baudelaire, yes, that's it.
Very, very fancy names.
Fancy.
But
non-standard English.
But good mix, but for all across the DSFL or all across the ISFL there between offense and defense, second team.
All the teams are like, they either have one representative or two. No team with like four.
Well, there's Baltimore, but
yeah, that's on the offense. Shh. I'm talking about this one.
But still, between offense and defense, very good mix on the second team there. On the first team offense, led by quarterback Princess Leia Organa from Colorado. Fullback Robert Crone from Yellowknife leading the way for GM Mellett at Baltimore, and Joseph Coolio of Orange County. On the outsides, we have teammates Ezra Torrent and Aurelius Brooks, both from Orange County, and wide receiver Corey Coleman from Colorado, along with tight end Trunk Gibbles from Austin. And plowing the way for them, we have the offensive line bookended by Baron Von Frogington from Colorado and Traffic Cone from Orange County. And then in the middle, Leonardo Da Vinci, the famous crab from Honolulu, Boss Chud from Austin, and Kylo Wen from Colorado. So good mix on offense there. A lot of, well, I say good mix. A lot of Colorado, a lot of Orange County.
But they were some of the best teams this year, so it kind of makes sense.
Thank you, Xenos.
No, the
Gekpis, it was stolen. If the season ended in week 10, there'd be a good argument. We won't talk about anything that happened after that. Anyway.
Be thankful that playoffs aren't included.
No, it's not even playoffs. From week 10 on, Gekpis wasn't so good, but definitely well-deserved for everyone on the first team all-pro offense there. On defense, the defensive line, we have Benji Raga and Bjarni Hjalmarsson.
I wasn't even gonna attempt that one.
At defensive tackle. Defensive end, we have Brick Wall, and at the DL flex position, we have Braxton East. So there's actually enough good defensive ends. It used to be 2 DTs and 2 DEs. We had actually swapped one of the DEs to just a defensive line flex because for a long time there, we just didn't have good defensive ends. And
Oh
for the
yeah, like
first time since the swap, we have a second defensive end.
there are certain roles that just like if we had enough like O-linemen or something, we'd have more of them represented in All-Pro. But we don't get enough of them.
Well, right now we have a full offensive line in All-Pro, but
Yes.
no, the problem was, I mean, there weren't enough good defensive ends, and quite frankly, the defensive ends needed a buff. So, also a shout out,
that buff.
also the shout out to T Money for getting that defensive end buff implemented. Very much needed, and immediate results are wonderful. As a former defensive end, thank you.
I brought up in awards chat that we will have to slightly change how we do stuff like this because the defensive ends have gotten much better.
I really hope we start seeing some 4-3. Please let there be some 4-3.
Yes.
But anyway, that's the defensive line. Out and then backing them up, we got outside linebackers Abstract Geometry from New York and JQ the fourth from Arizona. Rest of the first team defense, inside linebacker John Rex, who by the way, I don't know if people realize just how ridiculous John Rex's season was. Historically, inside linebackers they're okay. The best ones will get a few stats, nothing crazy. John Rex had a season that is every bit on par with an outside linebacker, despite playing 100% inside linebacker snaps. Easily.
Inside linebackers get tackles most of the time.
Not even. Like the best ones will get a decent number, but outside linebackers still get more. John Rex had 143 tackles, which, by the way, would have been tied for third amongst outside linebackers. Absolutely insane. 17 TFLs, which would have been tied for second among outside linebackers, and 8 sacks. Like, this was quite possibly the best inside linebacker season I have ever seen. So,
100%.
Yeah, so kudos to John Rex there. The rest of the secondary, we have IQ Bowman in Arizona, Drew LaChance from Orange County, safeties Obi-Wan Piknobi from Colorado, and Zero Escape from Osaka. And I believe DeMar Harris as DB Flex, a corner. I think a corner. Yeah, corner from San Jose. And then special teams. We have the first team kicker, John Borio. I believe a rookie kicker in Sarasota. Bean Man the fourth as the returner, first team returner from Austin. And you may have noticed on the second team we didn't have a punter, and it is because the punters Punto McKickerman the sixth and John Kick were so insanely close. This was probably the tightest competition All Pro has ever seen for punter, and we literally could not decide. So instead,
and it's not worth flipping a coin. So
yeah, no, we're not gonna flip a coin for something that potentially
like
could decide
this.
some Hall of Fame careers. So yeah, they absolutely well deserved by both McKickerman and John Kick. Almost identical punting seasons, and we could not decide how we wanted to do that. So congratulations to all ISFL All Pro team.
Yeah.
So with the All Pro out of the way, moving on, offensive performance of the year for ISFL. There's those stats. So we have Quincy Robinson in week 2 for Baltimore, who had but five rushing touchdowns, which
and that's not a QB, by the way.
Yeah, that's a running back with 5 touchdowns. I've seen a decent number of 4 touchdown performances, but 5 is, I think, probably the most I've
5
ever
is
seen
a
from
QB number of touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a running back with that. Baron Van Frogington, offensive line from week 2 in Colorado. I don't think it was quite a record, but 17 pancakes, no sacks, no penalties. One of the single best offensive line performances of all time.
Oh yeah, like Tubba knows this, but like I always want to push for an O-line appearing somewhere in like either this or offensive player or offensive rookie, somewhere. Because I love you guys. I love you O-line guys in the trenches.
And that was
and Baron just that one week 2 performance is like, yeah, no, that's enough.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Ben Ye, wide receiver for New Orleans in week 12. 6 catches for 151 yards and 4 touchdowns. I misread that. More touchdowns than pancakes. But 6 catches, 4 touchdowns on its own is kind of ridiculous, but 151 yards on top of that, 25 yards per reception. And with 4 touchdowns, he could have had more. The end zone ended those.
Yes.
Joseph Coolio, Orange County, also week 12. 13 carries for 166 yards, so almost 13 yards per carry. Added another 30 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns on top of that. So, incredibly efficient performance. Also, week 12. Oh, sorry.
Coolio's one is more on it. Unlike Beignet, where it's number of touchdowns, this one it's like efficiency.
Yeah, 13 yards every time they touch the ball is kind of ridiculous. Also week 12, because for some reason these can only happen in either week 2 or week 12.
Yes.
Princess Leia Organa, QB for Colorado. 23 of 30 for 405 yards. That alone is impressive. 7 passing touchdowns in a single game. I will say that was on Cape Town, and I do believe Cape Town just posted the worst defense in ISFL history. But nevertheless, 405 yards on 30 pass attempts with 7 touchdowns. That is one of the.
Unfortunately, the one interception probably stops that from being a perfect game.
Still one of the best performances in ISFL history. Just that one little blemish there. Competing with that QB line, forcing to Osaka in week 14, 20 of 24 for 354 yards and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Forcing to Osaka had more touchdowns than incompletions.
Also, perfect passer rating.
Perfect passer rating, no interceptions. So, super efficient game there. Yeah, all around, some incredible performances this year. And
also, both of these were against Cape Town.
Yeah, both of the QB performances were against Cape Town.
Connections.
Probably should discount some of them, but those were insane performances nevertheless, even against Cape Town.
Yes.
But all right, so your S59 ISFL Offensive Performance of the Year goes to Princess Leia Organa in week 12. That's 7 touchdown performance. It doesn't matter about that 1 interception. I don't know if 7 touchdowns is a record, but if it's not, I have to imagine it's pretty damn close.
I think the record is actually 9.
Oh jeez.
It's I want to jump into the index, but that would take a bit.
7 passing touchdowns in one game is definitely the most I've seen since joining the league. So definitely impressive game there. Congratulations. Lay Organa. Defensive performance of the year. Got Dirty Lyle in week 2 from New York. 10 tackles, a TFL, 3 sacks, pass deflection, and 2 forced fumbles and recoveries. So just absolutely making a mess in the backfield while also getting a pass deflection. Also week 2, because of, once again, apparently things only happen in week 2. Big man Blastoise from Osaka had 5 tackles, 3 sacks as a safety, a pass deflection, and a forced fumble. Most safeties don't even get 3 sacks in a season. He had 3 in one game.
Yes.
Week 11, Rayama Diugo for Colorado. 11 tackles, a TFL, 2 sacks, an interception, 2 forced fumbles. Just racking up all sorts of stats. Week 11, Benji Raga, Arizona.
Week 11 joining the weeks where
Yep.
things actually happened.
Seem to be clustered a bit. 8 tackles, 2 TFLs, and 2 sacks as a defensive tackle, and then also with a forced fumble and fumble recovery. Heck of a week for a defensive line there. Week 15, Brick Wall from Black Forest. And this is where the DE buff shines. 13 tackles as a defensive end. 4 TFLs in one game, a sack and a forced fumble and recovery. Also against Cape Town.
Poor Cape Town.
Actually, for the defensive side, that's the only one. So.
Yeah, but combined the two together.
We don't know who won. That was a very good game for a defensive end, but we don't know who won yet. Mm-hmm. And then week 16, Worf Mogson with New Orleans put up 3 tackles, 3 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. So a pair of pick sixes for Worf in week 16 there.
It's rare that one happens.
Having 2 is incredible. And that makes Worf the only nominee tonight for ISFL to have a defensive touchdown at all among these 6. And he has got 2.
Which is insane.
Which really tells you just how ridiculous the rest of the stat lines were, that this is what it is without the defensive touchdowns.
It's like someone would get a defensive touchdown, but then the rest of their stats wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, there's a lot of sacks and TFLs in this group. Some incredible performances, but there can only be one winner. And that winner is Worf Mogson, week 16. The pair of DTDs is enough.
Yeah, I was like, the moment I saw that stat line, I was like, I think I know who's winning.
Yeah,
we've got to go through the process.
You can get as many TFLs and sacks as you want, but if you are a defensive player putting up 14 points on technically 12 points on your own, that'll do it. Congratulations, Worf Mogson, defensive performance of the year. Up next, offensive rookie of the year. We have Alejandro Alonso from Sarasota, quarterback. Alexandros Mograine, wide receiver for Baltimore. Dijon Robinson, running back from Colorado. Dr. Squid, I believe, running back from New York. Marquise Acho III. I honestly don't know what he plays for Black Forest.
That is a question that I should be able to answer in a second.
I know most of it. I know most of the offensive players. This one I don't know.
Dr. Squid? No,
Ocho. I'm a little.
Was that written down anywhere?
I'm a little disappointed with myself that I actually don't know.
I'm disappointed in myself that we didn't write it down somewhere.
Probably offensive line. Oh, yep, there he is. Offensive line.
There we go.
And Mickey Martino, I believe, is also offensive line. Nope.
No.
Dang. Started off so strong. Mickey Martino's a wide receiver. Okay, for Colorado.
I was about to say, and they play.
But yeah.
A lot of good rookies this season.
But knowing how the I do like the render for Dr. Squid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our offensive rookie of the year goes to Alejandro Alonso. Pretty unsurprising. The all-star quarterback who comes in and immediately posts the best interception percentage in the league, 26 touchdowns, over 4,000 yards. Checks out.
Yeah,
I don't know. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's like sometimes a rookie QB will come in and they will play exactly how you expect them to play. Then you have something like Alejandro.
And it's something about Sarasota. I don't know what it is, but Sarasota's QBs are just always good. It doesn't matter if they're a rookie, old, whatever. So Alejandro Alonso comes in, picks up the mantle, and immediately prototypical Sarasota QB. So congratulations to Alejandro Alonso, Offensive Rookie of the Year for S59. Up next, Defensive Rookie of the Year. We've got Torch.
So, quick fun fact about this. This is the only award where the nomination process was unanimous. We all agreed it is these 6 people.
The clear best defensive rookies. We have Torchwood, cornerback for New Orleans. Gali Udalali, I believe safety from Sarasota. Hugh Jassman, linebacker from Yellowknife. James Boxman, linebacker from San Jose. Richard Dixon, defensive tackle from Sarasota. And TD's, I believe, corner. No, not corner. Safety? Safety. Well, he might be corner by actual position, but I think he was playing safety this season for Honolulu.
That happens. Cornerbacks can play a couple of positions.
For defensive backs, it's largely interchangeable. Lots of very cool colors. None of the warm colors.
Blues, purples, green.
But yeah, good collection all across the field here. But the winner of the S59 ISFL Defensive Rookie of the Year award is Gali Udalali, safety for Sarasota.
Sarasota sweep the rookie awards.
Looks good for their future here. Gali Udalali put up 6 sacks, 3 interceptions as a rookie. So certainly jumping in there with the splash plays right off the bat. So that bodes well for a long, successful future there.
Oh yeah.
But congratulations, Gali Udalali. Moving on to returner of the year.
I have no idea who will win this.
This was an interesting mix this season. So we've got I think for the second season in a row, both Alex Baudelaire and Dash Jackson from New York. I don't know what those two are doing different than everyone else, but both of them have multiple appearances on here for the Return of the Year award nominee. Bean Man the Fourth in Austin. Ben Ye from New Orleans. The old man still got it. GM Mellett from Baltimore and Ignacio de la Serna from San Jose. And what we started saying before, there's an interesting mix. There's a couple of return touchdowns, but the players that have those have lower averages. There are some really impressive return averages with no touchdowns yeah. So it was definitely an interesting conversation, just even putting this ballot together.
Yes, that's like returner was much harder than like defensive rookie. Defensive Rookie was done within like 10 minutes. This one was one we argued about.
But with this being the ballot, the winner of the ISFL S59 Returner of the Year award is Ben Ye. Ben Ye,
old men.
Yep, old man Ben Ye. Ben Ye had second most kick return yards in the league, along with a kick return touchdown. So certainly getting their mileage out of the old wide receiver there. So congratulations, Ben Ye.
This is also making me quite hungry.
On to the other special team award, Kicker Punter of the Year. I keep trying to remind people every season that this is explicitly supposed to be both kicking and punting, not just kicking. We'll see.
Or just punting.
Honestly, I would love it if anyone would ever vote just for punting. At least it would be a change of pace.
I would like to see the best players be active.
Well, good news is this season it looks like that was the case. But
yes.
A lot of blue in here. We have Adam Vittori from Yellowknife, Athena McKenzie from New Orleans, John Borio from Sarasota, Kiki Martin from Honolulu, and old man Marshall von Hildebrand in Baltimore. And the winner here is John Borio. Not much of a surprise, really.
Yeah.
This looking at some of the more at its base level, John Borio had at least as many field goals made as anyone else in the league even attempted. He had 36 made field goals. Athena McKenzie had the second most attempts at 36. Had a pretty good percentage there, just shy of 88% conversion rate. And if you start getting into the advanced metrics, Borio had the highest points above replacement of all kickers. Was probably the third best punter in the league behind the first team All Pros Kick and McKickerman. So absolutely the complete package. I think this was the right choice here.
Oh yeah, that's like our two All Pro punters were just not there on kicking side.
Yep. Although I do find it entertaining that once again, something about Sarasota. Marshall von Hildebrand was a regular on this the entire time he's there. He's still there, with Baltimore. But the second he leaves, the new guy comes in and immediately snaps up Kicker Punter of the Year as a rookie. So congratulations, John Borio. Certainly a good start
Kickers
to the
and
career
punters
there.
And special teams are important. You need them.
But yeah, congratulations, John Borio. Moving on to Offensive Player of the Year. We have wide receiver Aurelius Brooks from Orange County. Offensive line Baron Van Frogington, Colorado. Running back GM Mellett and running back Quincy Robinson from Baltimore, both Baltimore running backs. QB.
As a former Baltimore running back, such a good running back room.
Somehow just keep pumping them out. Princess, which we'll come back to that in a little while here, but no spoilers. QB Princess Leia Organa with Colorado, and wide receiver Rock Kassir with Yellowknife. Because the Gekbis knows how to keep his people happy.
Yes.
But good collection there. I know Aurelius Brooks put up some absurd. Yeah, he literally 16 touchdowns. Had a touchdown per game.
Yeah.
Baron Van Frogington, I believe I saw interesting piece of trivia. In the at least in the modern sim era, Baron Van Frogington, there has not been a single offensive lineman on a playoff team and potentially any team, but certainly playoff team, with no sacks allowed, no penalties, and at least 126 pancakes. It is the most ESPN stat I've ever seen, but nevertheless,
Yeah.
Heck of a season for Von Frogington there. The Baltimore running backs, as always, just Baltimore just keeps pumping out all-star running backs. Princess Leia Organa, the first team All-Pro, and Rock Kassir, who on a Yellowknife team that wasn't expected to do much, was just the powerhouse of that receiving game of a team that very surprisingly had 10 wins. So certainly well deserved for all. But there can only be one winner. Winner of the S59 Offensive Player of the Year award goes to Baron von Frogington. Offensive line. There we go.
I am so happy.
An offensive line Offensive Player of the Year. I honestly don't know if that has ever happened before.
I don't think it has.
So I don't know if it's necessarily the best offensive line season I've ever seen, purely in terms of pancakes. I've seen a few go into like 140s or even touch 150, but of those that had more pancakes, it's the no penalties, no sacks allowed, while leading the league in pancakes. On again, Colorado was another one that really wasn't expected to, be quite as strong as it was.
Weight.
Yeah, I think Colorado. I know. There was, I think it was Irish was working on an EPA calculation, and Colorado was just blowing everyone else away. That offense was a juggernaut, punching way above their weight. And yeah, Baron van Frogington anchoring that offensive line.
And I was about to say, and an offense, the easiest way for an offense to do what they want to do is to have a good offensive line.
Makes it a lot easier to gain 5 yards a pop as a running back, or just have all day to throw the ball if your offensive line's keeping everyone off
develop.
you. So congratulations, Baron van Frogington, for at bare minimum the first offensive line Offensive Player of the Year that I can recall.
Same.
As for Defensive Player of the Year, we have defensive tackle Bjarni Hjalmarsson, defensive end Braxton East, defensive tackle Dino Nuggets Jr., linebacker JQ the fourth, corner Lamani Piccarelli, and safety Zero Escape. So good mix all across the spectrum there.
Oh yeah, like no repeat teams, no like overabundance of a particular position.
I actually love how similar Bjarni Hjalmarsson and Braxton East are. Like almost identical stat lines. One of them has 70. I think Hjalmarsson has 73 tackles to East's 70. Hjalmarsson has 9 TFLs to East's 10. They both have 13 sacks. They both have 7 forced fumbles.
It's always very hard at the end of the season. Sometimes it's like, who do we drop?
Yep.
We got 7 players. We can only put on 6.
And then Dino Nuggets with a very similar stat line, doesn't have the forced fumbles, but does have 2 safeties. JQ with, I believe he had 20 sacks, 8 forced fumbles, 6 of them recovered. Just an absolute monster in the backfield there. Lamani Piccarelli, actually, technically, I think he's a safety, but he was playing corner, if I recall correctly.
The safety and corner are kind of interchangeable.
But very good season there. Pretty solid, 63% catch rate allowed, but 83 tackles, pretty good tackle rate at over 95%. Bunch of turnovers forced, 31 pass deflections. And then you have Zero Escape, who led all safeties with 4 forced fumbles, led all safeties with 2 defensive touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So
Yeah, I was
solid options here.
When I was looking at the safeties, I was like, well, it's definitely Zero Escape is on this list. Is there anyone else?
Yep. But once again, there can only be one. So the S59 ISFL Defensive Player of the Year award goes to JQ the fourth with those 20 sacks, 12 TFLs, 8 forced fumbles, and 6 fumbles recovered. So
when you're tackling behind the line of scrimmage, sack or TFL, that much, it's hard to disagree.
Yep, just a wrecking ball behind the line for Arizona. So congratulations, JQ the fourth. Before we get into MVP, we have GMs of the year. See, here 5 makes more sense when there's 14 teams.
Yes.
But
it's like just over a third.
Yeah, that's more reasonable. But all right, so we have Arizona with Crony and Luna Ripcole, Unconfident and Moody with Austin, Roy Rivers and Swoosh for Baltimore, Swanty and ABH for Sarasota, and Dev and Casey for Yellowknife. Yellowknife being the only non-playoff team of the group, although certainly overperformed from expectations. Everyone else, actually Sarasota also, I think Yellowknife was a good distraction being such a low TPE. Sarasota was pretty similar to Yellowknife, and Sarasota led the division. They were the number 1 seed.
I'm leaning Sarasota. I have no idea who has won, but
although at the same time you had Austin also vastly overperforming, and then you have the 2 Ultimus teams. So certainly a good selection here. And the winners of the S59 GM of the Year award goes to Swanty and ABH with Sarasota.
Building a good team and good culture.
Yep. So congratulations to Sarasota. Didn't quite make the Ultimus, but took a very much got juiced everything they could out of that team to get the number 1 seed. So definitely a well-earned GM of the Year award there. All right. Up next, MDM. S59. Only 2 nominees this season. We had Jackie Nape and Wet Willie. Or Wet Willa. I always say Wet Willie. I assume that's what it's supposed to be.
It's Wet Willa.
Yeah, that's close enough. You'd think I would know with him being on my team and all, but that would require me to pay attention.
I was about to say that would involve either of us paying attention to who's on our team.
But both names that have certainly been active and around. Jackie and oddly enough, both of them stepping down from one of their roles this season. Jackie stepping down from the Black Forest GM role, but still maintaining the
still being around doing things.
Well, still around after reviving the game day host, and really turning that into a passion project and making sure that all game days have somebody there giving the commentary, because that making that an enjoyable experience. And then Wet Willa, I believe RM head and now stepping down as fantasy head, but has definitely been putting heart and soul into fantasy ever since he stepped up to be my co-head of fantasy. So been a while actually, and definitely having a big part on getting the rookies up to speed as the RM head and making sure that DSFL server stays a good place for all the rookies to get introduced to the league. So certainly a pair of very, very quality nominees here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Uh,
Wish we could give it to both.
If only. But as always, there can only be one. And the winner of the S59 MDM is Wet Willie. Like we said, been super active for a while there, and
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
active, helping out where they can.
Definitely
Doing
a major name that I think most people in the league knows. So,
even passingly so.
yep, getting recognition he deserves. So, congratulations, Wet Willie, on the MDM. All right, now the moment we've been waiting for: S59 MVP award. Baron van Frogington, who I believe there's a rule in here that you can't win MVP and a offensive or defensive player of the year. So unfortunately, I believe we already know Baron van Frogington's not winning. But nevertheless,
the nomination.
Van Frogington as a nominee as an offensive line for MVP, and clearly by winning offensive player of the year was close. Dino Nuggets defensive tackle for Baltimore. Definitely the anchor of that defense. JQ the fourth, also defensive player of the year winner, so probably not winning MVP, but the anchor of the Arizona defense. Lamoni Piccarelli, safety slash defensive back for New Orleans. Princess Leia Organa, quarterback for Colorado, or Slater Williamson, wide receiver for Sarasota.
Now, I will say this. I believe if someone wins MVP and both, like in voting would win both, they win MVP. We go to whoever would be second for offensive player or defensive player.
True. But nevertheless,
we don't take an MVP from someone.
Correct. But most of these names we've seen, Slater Williamson's the only new one.
Yes.
Which that's not to say it was undeserved. Slater Williamson, I believe, led the league in catches by a pretty wide margin. He was the only receiver to have over 100 catches, and he had 111. Over 70% catch rate. Led the league with over 1,400 yards.
A classic thing is the offensive and defensive player of the year is the best, not the most valuable.
Yeah, offensive and defensive player of the year is big number Gobert. MVP, yes. You need the big numbers, obviously. You can't be that valuable if you don't have the big numbers. But it's really, are you the engine of your team? And Alejandro Alonso, quarterback for Sarasota, obviously offensive rookie of the year. Definitely very good quarterback, but Slater Williamson was the powerhouse of that passing game, even more so than Alonso. Like I said,
he would catch the ball and then move it further down the field.
And was incredibly efficient at catching. One of the better drop rates in the league, tons of catches, tons of yards. So definitely making his quarterback's life easier there, which is why he shows up in the MVP ballot.
Yeah.
Everyone else I know we've already talked about, which is why spending a little bit more time there. But
yes, this isn't us saying, "Oh, he's going to win" because we're talking about him a lot. No, we're talking about him a lot because we talked about everyone else already.
But with S59, the S59 ISFL MVP, most valuable player, trademark pending, is Princess Leia Organa, quarterback for Colorado. Quite frankly, not terribly surprising. Led technically second. I think Drew McPew had a few more yards there, but a very close second in yards, tied for the league lead in touchdowns, while having one of the lower interception rates. All the advanced metrics are off the chart, and quite frankly, was the powerhouse of a Colorado offense that vastly overachieved expectations. So
nothing else more to say. Like, you've hit it on the head.
So congratulations, Princess Leia Organa, S59 MVP. I believe we have a few more slides.
Yes, we do.
For Hall of Fame, we have a few Hall of Fame entries here tonight. Starting off with user Hall of Fame, CK Royal was forever GM of San Jose, finally stepped down in S45. I think that was, 6 IRL years?
Yeah, I think so.
So been around
Something ridiculous like
forever.
that.
And this is what the Hall of Fame committee had to say. You can't tell the story of the ISFL without CK. He was the 33rd person to sign up for the league and hit the ground running. He was the GM of San Jose from the middle of season 1 all the way through S45, providing stability throughout the formative years of the league and winning 3 Ultimuses, his first in season 14, and then in back-to-back S24 and S25, the Cardiac Cats. He has held multiple jobs over the year, and he was instrumental in shaping the rules that currently govern the league. He loves the ISFL, has given it everything he had for 6 years. CK's dedication to the community is commendable.
Yes.
So congratulations, CK Royal, a long-deserved User Hall of Fame award there. Then moving on to a player Hall of Fame here. Remember I was saying the hang on to that Baltimore as a running back factory. Well, here you go. Running back Anakin Skywalker from Baltimore has the MVP in S49, pair of first-team All-Pros, 3 second-team All-Pros, 4-time Pro Bowler. And this is what the Hall of Fame committee had to say. Anakin Skywalker featured prominently in the Baltimore backfield during their extremely successful late S40s and early S50s run, winning 2 Ultimuses with the Hawks. A true backfield threat, he was elite at running the ball as well as catching it. He made 4 consecutive Pro Bowls from S47 to S50, voted second-team All-Pro 3 times, first-team All-Pro in S49 and S51. His peak was in S49, where he won MVP with over 1,200 rushing yards, 800 receiving yards, and 19 total touchdowns. So, congratulations, Anakin Skywalker, on the Hall of Fame bid. I have a few more.
Yes.
Reginald Shrubbery, another running back, and also note Orange County for a good chunk of his career there, but also Baltimore.
A few years in Baltimore, yes.
Ultimus, part of the Ultimus champions in S50, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, 2-time First Team All-Pro, and 2-time Second Team All-Pro. And this is what the Hall of Fame committee had to say. Reginald Shrubbery started his career with the Orange County Otters, where he made 3 consecutive Pro Bowls from S45 to S57. His peak in Orange County was season 46, where he was named to the Pro Bowl, voted second team All-Pro, and was the Offensive Player of the Year. He was traded to the Baltimore Hawks in S48, where he continued his promising career, making 4 more Pro Bowls from S48 to S51, so that's 7 for those counting at home. He also added 2 first-team All-Pro nods in S48 and 50. And then S58 was his career peak, where he added an Ultimus win, first-team All-Pro, and his second Offensive Player of the Year award. So, congratulations to Reginald Shrubbery. And then I believe one more running back, pretty mediocre. Spent most of his career with Arizona, last few years with NOLA. 2-time Ultimus champion, the S53 Offensive Player of the Year, 4-time First Team All-Pro, 3-time Second Team All-Pro. Interesting path of getting there, which Hall of Fame committee had to say this. Pretty mediocre was anything but mediocre throughout his career. He started his career lining up as a tight end and wide receiver for the Outlaws, where he was named first team All-Pro at tight end, along with winning the Ultimus as a rookie. After this, he had a few quiet seasons in the crowded Arizona backfield before breaking out in S50, starting a tear of 4 straight Pro Bowls and All-Pros, culminating in S53 when he was named first team All-Pro at running back, first team All-Pro at returner, Offensive Player of the Year, and won the Ultimus. So heck of a career peak right there. Purdy may be the only player to be named a first team All-Pro in 3 positions, earning the honor as a tight end, running back, and returner. So definitely multifaceted weapon.
Yeah. Great user as well.
So congratulations, pretty mediocre. There's no slide. Infy.
There's no slide?
there's one more Hall of Fame here. I can't rag on Enfi too much here. I know he was getting this in under the wire at the end there. There is one more Hall of Fame inductee with no slide, unfortunately. Lieutenant Huds. And Hall of Fame committee had this to say: Huds has had a massive impact everywhere he has been throughout the league, from GMing Minnesota in the DSFL to Honolulu in the ISFL, and leading the recruitment team through many of their most successful recruitment drives in at least recent memory. Huds has excelled at everything he's touched. His accomplishments has been recognized by the award voters twice, named as the ISFL's most dedicated member in both seasons 50 and 55, and now as a member of the S59 Hall of Fame class. So I'm very sorry, no slide, Huds. If you bug Infi enough, I'm sure you can get one. But congratulations, Huds, as well on the User Hall of Fame.
Yes, Huds is lovely.
Yeah, okay, blame me. Fine.
See, this just goes back to my thing of saying we need more time for this.
I think Infi, when I say down to the wire, I mean I got this slideshow 3 minutes before we started, so Infi was working overtime here. I can't rag on him too much, but. And that is all we've got. Congratulations to all award winners and Hall of Famers.
Yes. All well deserving.
And thanks for tuning in. Good night, everyone.
Good night.